What is going on, party people? This is your man's Jay Wells, and I'm just here making a quick little video. It's a little something different. I decided to bring you on the trip with me. I'm fasting right now. I started on Sunday. It is now Tuesday, midday, so I'm more than a day into it. But I thought about it Monday. I was like, let me make a video to kind of chronicle my experience so you can come along with me. So I fasted before. I'm fasting again, and so one of the things that helped me when I decided I was going to fast, I looked at different videos. I looked at YouTube. I looked at some of the videos that people put out there that chronicled their fasting experience. And I went online. I went to different periodicals and health websites that listed the benefits and the risks to fasting. I did my research before I went ahead and started the fasting. And so I knew how important that was to me and how that helped me in my fasting journey. So I said, I'll do the same thing. I'll make a video and maybe somebody sees it, that this will help them as well before they start fasting. So one of the reasons I wanted to fast, one, is just to get the mental clarity that you get from fasting. And so I had fasted from stuff before, like games, certain foods when I was fighting, relations, wink, wink, stuff like that, just to kind of get clarity and kind of come back and focus. But I had never fasted from food before. And so I talked to one of my homeboys. He was like, man, you should fast. And he was telling about the benefits from it. That was my first time fasting from just food completely. And just to let you know, I'm going on a water fast. That's just nothing but water for several days. This particular fast I'm fasting for 7 days. So I built up to this point where I can fast for this length of time. So if you're fasting, make sure that you are physically capable and healthy to fast for that long. So I'm telling you, go to a doctor, seek your medical professionals' advice first. I'm not telling you to fast for as long as I'm fasting. I've been doing this for a little while, built up to it. So I would suggest, if you're gonna fast, you want to start off slow. See if you can fast for 12 hours within the day. That'd be considered like an intermittent fasting, which is real popular right now, intermittent fasting, which takes its basis off of regular fasting from food. But intermittent fasting, the thing is, you can still get your caloric intake because you're still allowed to eat. You're just not eating for an extended period of time, like all day. You're restricted for 12 hours out that day, and you still got the other 12. Or people go to like 8 hours within the day, where you can not fast but eat. You got 8 hours, and then the other 12 you're restricted. So that's the easy way to do it, where you're still eating and you're reducing your calorie intake, but you're not eating all day. That's the way to start off fasting. Then if you do 12, then you see if you can do 24, a full day. See if you can do that. But do 12, 1 week, go 12 hours. Another week, do another 12, so on and so forth. Then see if you can do a day. Then see if you can do 2 days. That's where you build up. They recommend anywhere from a day to 3 days for fasting. So my first fast, that's what I did. I fasted for 3.5 days. Actually, I tried to be an overachiever. I did 4.5 days. And that was something else. I got real lean. I was probably about 183, and I lost, and in a 4.5 day span, I lost 14, 15 pounds. My pants was bunched up around my waist. I didn't fill out my shirts anymore. I looked like a middle schooler. I was extremely lean. But that's one of the things that happens when you fast from food and you're just drinking water. Weight loss is associated with that. So that's not the main focus of it. Mine was more spiritual and mental and for the clarity. But that was a byproduct of going without food, because you really have to focus on what you're doing, because your body and your mind will play tricks on you, because your stomach will going rumbling. But it's like, no, I committed to not eat for this length of time. That's what I'm going to do. But you can drink water, plenty of water. You're going to need to drink plenty of water to keep yourself hydrated and to fill your stomach up to kind of quell some of those desires. And so you just get focused because you're still having to function and operate, but without the food and the caloric intake, right? So you have to sharpen your focus and sharpen your mind. And it just gives you more mental clarity. The other thing also, the sense of achievement that you get from accomplishing this feat, because it takes discipline to go without food and still be able to function. Now, you're not going to be functioning at the highest degree. It's going to be like when your phone, you're below 15% and you're low power saver mode on your phone. So it starts cutting out functions like, all right, well, you don't need this light. If you want to be able to use this phone, you ain't taking no videos right now. We're not going to use a flash, so we can conserve power. That's what your body's going to go into. It's going to go into a power saver mode. So, if you were running extreme workouts, not extreme, but you're exerting yourself a lot, you're going to need to cut that out. You're going to need to be into a mode where you're in a space where you can really conserve your energy. Like right now, a lot of people aren't working. So this is an optimal time to be able to fast, because you're not having to burn a lot of energy going out working and doing day-to-day tasks and whatnot, because a lot of stuff is slowed down, even though we're coming out of that now. But people are still looking for work and whatnot. So this is a good time to fast if you want to fast. So yeah, so my first fast, 4.5 days. I saw a lot of benefits to it. Powerful time to manifest also, and meditate, because you had that mental clarity too. So I saw a lot of that. Interestingly enough, a lot of you know I worked on Black Panther as a stuntman, and I fasted right before I booked that. So go figure. Is there a correlation? Maybe so, maybe not, but I'm just saying I fasted, and God brought something big to me that was beneficial to me, and that made a difference in my life right after I came out of that fast. And so I did that for 4.5 days. Then my next fast, I fasted for 5.5 days, a full from Monday. I started Monday and I broke my fast Saturday noon when I had my first meal. And so that one again, that fast, I ended up losing roughly 13 pounds, 12 to 13. Not as much as the first time, interestingly enough, even though I went longer. But yeah, in that one, I felt stronger and better with that fast. And then I fasted again. I did a fruit and vegetable fast where I consumed nothing but fruits, veggies, smoothies. That was it. And that one, because I wasn't eating the fast foods and all the processed foods, I ended up losing roughly 7-8 pounds within a week, just doing that. And so now this time I'm stretching myself, water fast, a full 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days. And so I'm a day into it. And so, yeah. So weight loss is one of those things that's going to happen. It's not solely for weight loss, but for me, it's more spiritual and personal in what I'm trying to achieve, because I've been going nuts with my diet, like just eating any and everything. Ramen noodles, cookies, cakes, chips, pizza. Yeah, a lot of processed food. I've been cooking more because I've been in the house, but I've been enjoying more processed, like crackers and stuff, a lot of processed food. In addition to, I do eat fresh fruits and vegetables and smoothies, but I've had a bad part of my diet also. So I need to get clarity, not clarity, but I need to start cleansing myself of some of that stuff I've been eating. I've been giving my time and attention over to a lot of stuff that's not really benefiting me. I need to get the reins on that. Social media, internet, So for me, this is about, stripping away those things that would take my attention to focus away from things that would benefit me in the long run. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I need to go ahead and do this. And in addition to that, the stack on top of it, the food also. And so it's just something about when it's somewhat of a sacrifice. You're looking for blessings, you're looking for clarity, right? And so it's something about telling God, like, all right, I'm gonna give this up. Something that you need, essentially. I'm gonna give this up for a period of time to show that you're serious and that you're willing to go the extra mile to get what you're seeking. And so that's why I'm starting my fast, and I'm doing it. Then too, also, I realized the weight, the byproduct of losing weight, also just trying to lean out in fitness wise, because I'm working out also, and I'm using it as a way to kickstart, because people intermittent fasting to enter that state of ketosis. And so fasting is all about ketosis, because what happens is when you don't have food, you don't have the caloric intake, the body feeds on itself. That's the ketosis, right? And so the first thing that feeds on is your body's natural stored energy source, which is fat, right? So your body feeds on the fat for nutrients and whatnot, and they get that caloric intake before it starts to feed on muscle, right? And so when you do intermittent fasting, that's a way of tricking your body into ketosis to eat the fat first, so that way when you eat your food the next time, your body doesn't store it. It goes ahead and uses it for fuel. So that's the purpose of intermittent fasting as compared to regular fasting. And fasting is the same way. Well, that's going to happen because you're not eating. Your body's like, hey man, what's up, man? Where the food at, shorty? It's like, yo, man, the shop closed for a few days. Like, man, what? And so essentially, your body goes into its cabinets and gets some canned goods by way of fat and eats the fat up for nourishment and a source of nutrition while you're not eating. That's why people lose weight. That's what the ketosis really is. And so intermittent fasting is a way for people to enter ketosis in a more tolerable way, because you're still allowed to eat, but you're not eating all day, every day. And that time period that you're eating is a fixed time period. So conceivably, you're not getting the same amount of calories in, because you reduce the amount of time that you can eat. So most people have like an 8-hour window where they can eat and get their calories. And after that, the next 12, 16 hours, you're not eating at all. You can have water. So if you get hungry, essentially your body's like, all right, let me go in this cabinet here and eat some of this fat for nutrients. And so that's the idea behind that. But I'm gonna go full bore and just water. And let me see what else is there. So yeah, so I mentioned earlier, I did my research on fasting before I decided to do it. Some of the things I found out, some of the benefits I found out are the metabolic, how it can boost your metabolism. You're giving your body a break because you're not putting stuff in it for it to process constantly, right? And so in that way, you give your body a break and whatnot. And something else I just found out doing research on it, autophagy is another benefit of fasting. One of the, say this right, one of the not suspected, but from their research, what they've seen from the testing of rats and mice and whatnot, autophagy, which is, this is on the cellular level. So fasting promotes that because you're not putting more food into it, and it promotes the body going ahead and eating up those dead cells and those cells that are not being used, that's just there. It eats those up so it can be replaced with newer cells. And so eat up the old so we can replace it with the new. So this is one of the principles within the anti-aging community. So essentially, you eat up the old cells so you can be replaced with new cells. it's the refinement process. So in theory, it can slow down or even reverse the aging process because you're getting rid of old cells and replace them with the newer, younger cells. And so that's one of the benefits of it. What else? What else? The weight loss. But if you're already not eating, like if you like bulimic and stuff like that, time out, shorty. Don't fast. You're already fasting. So don't water fast if you have any kind of eating disorders. What else? So those are some of the benefits of fasting and just water fast. Let me see what else. I looked it up here. Autophagy, we just mentioned that. Oh, may lower blood pressure also. So if you're dealing with high blood pressure, yeah, this will help with that. And so they've done some tests and some trials where people with intermittent fasting is lowered their blood pressure by 25%. And people that fasted for longer periods of time is greatly reduced their blood pressure from what they found with the fasting. But that was done under medical supervision because it was a longer period of time than 3 days. Let me see what else here. I thought I had it memorized, but no. Lower blood pressure. Oh, may improve insulin and leptin sensitivity. So because your body's going to be more sensitive to what's going on, because you haven't been eating, so this is going to help with your insulin production and insulin receptivity, if you're dealing with those risk factors. Oh, may lower the risk factors for common chronic diseases. What's that? Cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. So if you had those risk factors for those things, it can help lower your risk and susceptibility to those, because we get, depending on your diet, we get carcinogens from our diets, especially if you eat like a lot of processed foods, charred and cooked foods, like you grill a lot, you're at risk for carcinogens from your diet. So going without food for an extended period of time, that helps lower your risk factors for those things, because again, going back to autophagy, you're eating up those old cells so you can be replaced with new ones. Let me see. So those are some of the benefits. Some of the risk factors are you may become dehydrated. Interestingly enough, on a water fast, right? Go figure. So, but one thing that people don't do is, if you're fasting, you got to make sure you replace your caloric intake with more water intake. So if you're drinking the same amount of water that you were before you started fasting, you run the risk of dehydration. So in order to combat that, you got to make sure you drink even more water. Make sure you keep yourself hydrated, right? Orthostatic hypotension, which is if you're sitting down, you're not eating, you get up immediately, you could feel lightheaded or dizzy. So you got to be careful with that. Make sure you're not operating, you have your energy up and you're not operating machinery. So that's why you need to be in a place where you can conserve your energy and you're not a risk factor for that, right? So you want to do this when the demands on you are low, where you're not dependent on the work, operate heavy machinery, you're not working out a lot, you're in a position where you can just chill and conserve your energy and fast and do what you need to do. And so if you have these medical conditions, it's recommended that you don't fast. Gout, it may increase the acid production because you don't have the food and whatnot. Diabetes, if you got type 1 and type 2 diabetes, you want to check with a medical professional before you fast. And eating disorders, like I mentioned before, if you got bulimia, you don't want to fast because you're already doing the worst kind of fast because you're not eating anyway. And so that's pretty much it. So yeah, I want to, go through, talk about the benefits of it, why I'm fasting, and, the benefits to it, in addition to the risk factors of fasting. And yeah, so this is Tuesday. So I did Monday. This is Tuesday. Oh, I gotta tell you guys. So I weighed in this morning. I weighed 184. 184. So I'm already preparing because I know I'm gonna be looking like olive oil out this piece. My head too big to lose too much weight, but it is what it is. The risks, the things you go through to gain spiritual enlightenment and clarity. But in addition to the food, I'm giving up the food. I'm giving up several other things as well. Like I mentioned before, TV, radio, music, YouTube, social media. I ain't on Instagram, straight flexing. Woo! Not for a week. Nope, gonna be out. Yo, so I'm taking a break away from that stuff. And yo, cause it's like, it's been a trying time for everybody. Just stressed because it's uncertainty because of COVID. So people are being kind of stressing about that. It's easy to let your attention be taken by these things. So I gotta rein this back in to get my attention back focused right. Also, my sleep schedule's been jacked up because of all this stuff. Haven't been sleeping right. Not because I'm worried, but because I'm staying up all night because I ain't had nowhere to go. So, working on getting a better sleep schedule and sleep patterns with that, just in terms of transparency. So, that's what I'm doing in terms of that, with reining that stuff in, getting a hold of everything. Like, yo, let me stop this, let me cut some things out so I can get my mind and time and attention over to some things I should be doing. Like, I want to read more, right? But YouTube, Instagram, social media, video games, seriously cutting into my reading time. So with those distractions out the way, that's opened up more time for me to read and educate myself and learn other things. Yeah, that's one of the main things I want to do, just read more. Educate myself in different areas. Also, phone. Even though I'm using a phone to record this, but in conversation, just talking to a lot of my friends and whatnot, just too much yakety, cutting a lot of that out. But I did want to take the time to record this video. I'm gonna do another one because this is day 2, and I'm 184 right now. I take a picture of the scale so you can see where my weight is, and you can track what's happening with me metabolically. I'm about to start rapping. Philosophy, metabolically. It's all about me, not eating broccoli. Bars, son. I'm playing while I got the energy to play. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna take a full body shot. You'll see what I look like before and the after. So I got on the shirt here. It's about a medium, you know. So you get an idea of what my frame is and whatnot. And I'll probably take another one, the tank top or whatever. And then you get the picture with me on the scale. You see what the weight be looking like. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this video, take this pic, so you can see the full body before, and you'll get the full body after. We post fast, and so y'all can come on this fast with me and see what it be like. So if you fasted before, go ahead and fast with me. But if this is your first time fasting, don't do what I'm doing. Start off slow. Start off with like 12 hours 1 week. Do another 12 hours the following week. And build up to a 24-hour period where it's just no day without a complete day, 24-hour period, no food. But build up to that first, right? And so just follow the guidelines and type in benefits of fasting, water fasting, and you'll get a whole plethora of different options and articles that you can read that's going to help you in your fasting journey. If you should so choose. And there's other people that fasted also before me, and you can find the videos on YouTube. One guy, Tyrone Magnus, I'm gonna shout him out. I looked at his video and the benefits he had from fasting. He was funny also, listening to him talking about the things that happened to him when he fasted. So you can check out this video because this is day 1 of mine. and he had fasted already, and then chronicled what happened afterwards. So you can check his video out. So with that being said, party people, I am out. Deuce, peace out. Be safe out there. Give your neighbor 6 feet because we are in these uncertain times. But be healthy and love one another. That's it. Peace out. Bam. Love one another as I throw a fist at the camera. Later. As you can see, I got my joggers on, my t-shirt. This is where I'm at right now. And you get an idea of my body type and my frame ahead of this fast. Like I said, I'm a day and a half into it. I started, my last meal was Sunday at midnight. Had some Reese's Cups, that was the last thing I had, and just water, and I went to bed. Monday, just water, and today is Tuesday afternoon, just water, so I'm a day and a half into it. And this is my body right now. And so, I imagine by the end of this thing, I will not be looking like this in this shirt. This thing will probably be hanging off of me. We'll see, because I fasted before. I'm going for 7 days, so we'll see. All right, here we go. About to step on the scale so you can see where I'm at. Dang, homie. 185.8. Basically 186. This morning when I got on the scale, it said 184, but this extra weight's probably coming from the joggers and the t-shirt, probably in the socks. So, you know when you put clothing on. And I had some water too before I stepped on. So yeah, 180, we'll say 186 is what my starting weight is. And so by the end of this thing, we'll see where I end up at. All right, peace.